And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick recap for y'all. You had just set out on your journey after confronting Orpheus presumably Orpheus, I think he introduced himself, at the top of his tower, and realizing, him and his zombie floating sphere were a little intimidating, you decided not to, throw yourselves headlong at him. So he asked you to go check out the proving grounds to see if there was any interesting loot there, because he's looking for something. He didn't specify at that time. You set out, you went to the Crouching Hills, which is southeast of Orphea, and then had a little rest. During the dream time of that rest, you found yourself in a large battle arena with Orpheus barking orders at you to, fight to the death to see who's the best and test your skills overall, which you promptly decided was an invitation to, attack him, at which point he joined the fray and eventually found a newfound respect for your abilities and decided to let you in on a deeper level of his plan. He revealed that he was looking for not just any loot, but a particularly innocent-looking knife, like a piece of cutlery or an artisan's type knife, unremarkable, hence being quite difficult to find if you're combing an entire landscape for it. And that is where we left off, with you guys waking up at the foot of the small crouching hills in the morning with your spells and your, health points and all those sort of things restored.
Okay. After waking up, I put some seed down on the floor and light my candles.
Make a religion check. Religion check.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta actually look to see what that's
Shelving.
Yeah, I was wondering if anyone would notice that.
Give me a second.
15. All right, with a 15 religion check, you notice the seeds hover slightly off of the ground, and the feeling that you get associated, it's only like a couple of millimeters off the ground, but this emotion washes over you, which is sort of repulsion, and yeah, you're not really sure what to interpret out of that, but that's the feeling you get.
Ugh. Just make that noise. So that's the group.
Joseph's gonna just be kind of like keeping an eye on the general scene and see this play out and walk over and say, good omens for the journey ahead.
I feel a bit sick. It's a bit, I don't know, I just feel slightly repulsed by everything that's going on. Or something.
Do you think that's in our past or our future?
I'm going with future. The seeds don't lie.
Fuck.
The seeds might lie, though. I don't know.
Seeds could lie.
Yeah, seeds might lie. Okay, well, maybe we should be extra careful on our journey. This isn't all sunshine and lollipops.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Gagbalad just looks at you suspiciously.
I've missed Gahatbalatches.
Well, he's not really Gagbalad anymore, is he?
Wait, didn't he only die in the dream?
Yeah, but that matters for imps.
His sense of self has been damaged. Okay.
Joseph gave Dave a good pat as well. Happy to see that. Although he'd been resurrected in the dream, just making sure no real harm had been done, and Dave gives him a little growl back, and everything's okay.
Yeah, and you can keep that cat away from me as well. These fucking zombies.
Shall we take the most obvious path and mosey along the road towards these here proving grounds?
Yeah, the way I see it is we're not really in a hurry to do anything, are we? We're just trying to impress this weird god person so that we can maybe get a hold of these cards and find out what that other weird mage person wanted. Maybe we can kill some goddamn goblins on the way and actually achieve something.
Can anyone remember what was said about the sort of mountain pass through to that place? Because I remember there was probably some important information about it that I can't remember.
Pretty sure he said it was all good.
Yes, there was absolutely no guidance of exactly how to do it. And
Something about all good. Go for it.
yeah, I think that was what I got as well.
Maybe a boat. Something about a river and a boat.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We can overthink these things.
Shall we mosey to this here bridge? I'm feeling that bridge. If we can even see that bridge. Are we able to intuit the direction of the bridge?
Yeah, because you
700 miles away.
both we're gonna, mechanically speaking, we're gonna transition into like travel mode of the game, and I'll bring us back to regular mode if something warrants it. But the map that you're looking at is the sort of really accurate recollection that Abe and Josa had of not just the view from the top of Orpheus's tower, the middle of Orpheus's tower, but also the model, like a wooden model that was detailing this area. So that's why you can see the bridge ahead, even though you can't physically see it from where you are.
Yeah, we know of it. Okay.
Yeah. So you would like to head for the bridge. Who wants to lead the expedition? They would need to make a survival check. And because two of you, sorry to interrupt, because two of you know the map quite well, that person would probably aid the other person. So whoever can do it with advantage.
I think you have better survival than I do, right?
Yeah, definitely. This is Josa's bread and butter. So.
And let's go with you.
Probably do it. Now watch me roll a 2.
I have not seen any rolls yet.
No, not yet. So you want me to do a survival check, yeah?
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh wow, with a natural 20, you storm across the measly bridge across a fairly substantial river and set forth into the grassy plains southeast of there. It seems like it's a pretty sunny day, only a couple of clouds in the sky. If there's anything you would like to do along this journey, you can let me know, because another aspect of D&D 5e is that if you have it's called downtime. If you have a book that you want to read or a skill you'd like to brush up on, you can let me know and you can contribute to that during this journey.
I think Joe's just going to be his scouting for the group, as is his kind of main skill, really, his main usefulness outside of combat.
Sorry, what was that last word?
Just outside of combat, this is what he brings to the party. Really, this is his traveling and keeping an eye out for the group. That's what he's mainly focused on. Not really talkative.
Okay. Give me a separate role for scouting, because the natural 20 means you know precisely where you're going and how to get there. But if you're looking for other features, let's see how well that goes.
Yeah, primarily just danger, I guess. Looking out for. So survival roll again.
Yes, please. Okay. With a 12, you spot a couple of critters around the place. Things like a hare and a wild rabbit every now and then. I'll move you guys so that you can get a rough idea of where you are now. You're roughly here, I would say. Probably this kind of area. Imagine if you were more tightly clustered. And it's about midday, getting into the early to mid-afternoon. And yeah, you're noticing a couple of critters around. You notice ahead of you, east, is a sort of swamp, is the only way you can describe it. And as you come closer to the swamp, you notice a small wooden stall with a dwarf, a very pale dwarf, standing behind it. And as you get closer still, the sign on the stall says, "Animal Friendship."
Animal what?
It says animal friendship.
Okay.
Just gives him a knowing wink.
You're going to give him a knowing wink.
Yeah. That's it. And just stand there.
He says, "What ho, customers? Would you like to purchase a potion today?
Gonna wink at him again.
You can. Make a charisma check.
Alright. Where's that?
Joseph doesn't need no potions. Dave is more than satisfied.
Damn straight. Nothing a bit of spit can't do.
Okay, with a 16, he says, "Oh, no. Who might this handsome..." I was going to say hobbit, but legally I have to say halfling. Who is this handsome halfling?
Name's Joseph. So, you a fan of animals?
Oh, I am. Very much so. I mean, I wouldn't have survived this long away from my people without the aid of this ecosystem behind me.
What sort of stuff are you into?
Well, you know, I hunt the tasty ones and stay away from the scary ones.
Right. Joseph walks away.
Cool. You guys, he says, "Come again." Oh, no. Go on.
Shouldn't we try to see what the scary ones are before that? If there's anything that we should look out for.
Go for it.
Yeah, ask him.
Okay, so what are the scary ones I'm going to ask?
Well, I mean, in the swamp, it tends to be vines, mosses. The organisms are the most dangerous. There's not a lot of food in this area for large creatures. It's mostly the slimy, poisonous ones you need to watch out for. But if you stay away from the swamp altogether, then you won't have to worry.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean,
Let's
why
stay away
would,
from the swamp.
why would you ever go into the swamp? It looks like a load of shit. Like, well, what is there in there?
Oh, well, I mean, if you know where to look, there are interesting plants to harvest to turn into potions like these. And he gestures at the potions in front of him.
I don't want to drink your potions and become as pale as you.
He says, "Oh, well, I mean, as you can see, these are more of a dark olive green color."
I stare at him blankly.
He clearly misses the animosity that you're harboring and just makes it a color discrepancy.
So, is there an easy way around the swamp?
Well, yes, you just follow the trade path. You appear to be on it right now.
Yes.
Hmm.
Righto. And what are these potions then? Might as well take a quick look before we
Well,
get out there.
these are potions of animal friendship, but because they are harvested from the potent botanicals of this here swamp, they are more than usually effective.
What do we do?
So, let me just give you mechanically speaking, I'll give you the difference between them. So, a normal potion of animal friendship allows you to cast the animal friendship spell with a DC of 13 for 1 hour. It will last. So that means that you can, let me double check. Convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. So you basically take on a beast as a friend that will do what you ask it to do for up to 24 hours.
Friend!
But unlike a regular animal friendship spell, this here potion has no limit to the intelligence of the creature.
Does it work on furbolgs? Or whatever Monty is?
And you see the shop attendant look at you quizzically and say, I've never tried it on a furbolg. You would have to find out.
Is that alright? I do everything you ask of me anyway.
Yeah, baby.
I stare very blankly.
He wore you as a cape through numerous floors of the previous tower.
That's true. I return his blank stare.
Hey, actually, you might be able to help us out. We're heading past there to the mountains. You're a dwarf, you probably know something about that. Any tips and tricks to get through to the other side?
Oh, you're going to the mountains. What, just to the mountains? Where are you trying to get to?
A little old place called Castle something.
Castle something. I don't think I know that place.
I don't want to tell him the name of the place we're going. Yeah, it's a castle. It's just the other side of the mountains. Don't ask
Okay,
any questions.
make a persuasion check, because that's you're being cagey as hell about basic directions.
All right, Sherlock Holmes. What was it? Sorry.
Persuasion.
Yeah, really good at those. 14.
Okay. With a 14, he says, okay, well, I assume, well, you're heading east, so you must be heading for that mountain range. Well, I mean, the towns I know of in that direction are the Proving Grounds and Rival, really.
Not that.
Sorry?
Not that one.
Not which one?
The ones you said.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's some other one, then I would say the most direct path would be going through Rook's Crossing and then through the tunnel. Now, the tunnel is a trade route, but that doesn't mean it's not dangerous. So I would just be, respectful of the surrounding ecosystem. Don't disturb it or its creatures, just head on through.
That's some good advice. Thank you, Dwarf. I'm going to flick him a coin.
Sure. You're very welcome. Thank you.
If we see you on the way back here, then we'll just say hi, I guess.
Excellent. Nice to make new friends. My name is Glob, by the way.
Ah, Joseph, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Shall we? Team and friends?
That makes it sound like team and the friends of team. Okay, so you guys continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish we were not going to need a potion, given that he's mentioned animals twice or creatures twice.
I don't think we do.
I don't think any of our characters are particularly intelligent. Mine definitely isn't. I don't know about you guys. I don't think we would put two and two together.
How much are the potions?
Oh wait. I've got an idea. Let's stop going to the Proving Grounds and go somewhere else.
Firstly, Abe's question. He says, these are 15 gold per potion.
Oh,
Okay, thank you, but I will risk it.
Monty, I think that was the disgusting thing you saw in your seeds this morning.
yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it did feel like economic revolt, economic disgust. Oh, okay. No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, but no thank you.
Just really quick one. If we travel ahead, get killed by a beast, and come back to buy the potions, will there still be 15 gold?
If you're killed, how will you come back?
Maimed.
Oh, maimed. Oh, lightly maimed. You should be okay. Yeah, totally. The price has been the price for 30 years.
Well, you should adjust for inflation.
Yeah.
What's inflation?
You don't want to know.
Is it like when the mushroom spores of the swamp explode and spread goo everywhere?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
It's like when someone explodes and spreads goo everywhere.
Are you talking about the National Reserve Bank?
To Zenarai's point of fucking around a little bit. Sir, your exorbitant potions are very exorbitant. Are there any very, very tangential side quests that we could fulfill for you in order to get a potion?
What is a side quest? Is that like inflation?
Oh, you're not very meta, are you? Doing?
Sorry, what was that?
Is there anything you need doing in exchange for a lovely potion? We don't have the gold, I'm afraid. I pretend to turn out my fur pockets.
Okay. Actually, I'm not going to bother. You turn out your fur pockets, and he says, you ask if there's something that he wants done.
Yeah. Anything you need doing?
Well, I mean, I used to trade with a sort of arcane curio store in the Proving Grounds, but I haven't heard from him in 3 years. If you could find out what's happened to him and tell him to get in touch with Glob, that would be very helpful to me. Perhaps you could let me know on your way back.
Sounds good.
Sure. Did you two use the bone or something? Like what?
No, as I mentioned mere moments ago, we used to trade.
trade fluids?
Wait, boning or no?
No, semen trade has been illegal in these parts for many a year.
What?
Look, most of the people I speak to most do not care about the law.
Oh, we do. We are law-abiding tradespeople, if ever there were two.
Guys, we need to get to the proving ground ASAP to reinstate this man's semen trade.
I'm just making so much more editing work for myself by doing that.
They're meant to be together.
Oh,
I
funny.
feel like we finally found our true cause.
Okay.
Cool.
So I think it's going to be really important that we get the semen from the proving grounds.
Okay, so for like the fourth time, we're going to walk away and then do like a dramatic stop and turn back and be like, oh wait, one last question.
May I also say I enjoy that we've given ourselves our own side quest, which absolutely hasn't been validated by particular.
Definitely has.
All the side quests in this game are your own side quests.
So I'm going to turn back. Glarb, where is the seat of lawful power? I wish to overturn this ridiculous trade embargo.
The seat of lawful power in what region?
This one. Numbnuts.
That's an excellent question. I would say, Orpheus probably thinks he rules the entire land, when in reality it's mostly the western region. Northern region, probably the King of Savoor, I would say. We're probably closer to his territory if I had to pick one. And also, the Proving Grounds has a lord, so I'm kind of on the border between them, if you like.
Okay, guys, let's go. Oh, no, wait, one more thing. I've heard tell of a sand vault nearby. You don't happen to know anything about that, do you?
Oh, I prefer the slightly more humid climes. The arid landscape to the south is not my favorite.
Fair enough.
Because I reside on the outskirts of a swamp,
The swamp right next to the desert. Yeah, just perfectly normal stuff.
Yeah.
Sounds nothing fishy to me. Team, shall we?
One more thing. What do you know of Rook's Crossing, this settlement on the way?
I haven't been there in a while, but last I heard they were a little downtrodden. A sort of negative pall had taken over the town, but again, I haven't been there in quite a while. It's a fairly small village. They mostly sustain themselves on the trade route between Rook's Crossing and the Proving Grounds through the tunnel. But, typical hamlet, I would say.
Wait, so the semen trade has sustained a whole village?
No, as I said, it's been outlawed for many a year.
Is that why they're sad?
No, they mostly trade in fish. They're mostly fish traders.
Let's
one more thing.
really
How long
killing
would
this
it
guy.
take to get to Savoy?
How many what?
How long would it take to get to Savoy?
Ooh, I would say it would take a day. You would arrive on the next morning.
I stare blankly at him.
Right.
Do you intend to buy any potions?
Just gonna ignore him and walk away.
Okay. Cool.
Let's go check out these gloomy folk at this village.
You successfully walk away.
Just completely ignore him. We're a bunch of bastards.
Actually, rich bastards are reinstate the semen trade.
Damn right.
Okay, cool. So by nightfall, you make it to Rook's Crossing, but it is very dark. You see a few lamps, sort of street lights with candles inside of them lining the streets. You don't see many people out on the street. There's a gentle hum coming from a nearby tavern, presumably, but otherwise very quiet.
Should we check out the tavern? Or check out if there's anything that is open where we can buy something?
I vote we burst into the tavern shouting about the semen trade.
Demanding answers.
I'm into that.
Yeah, all right. Joseph wasn't as interested in it, but he'll tag along in case he needs some backup.
All right. So I jump on Monty's back and we go charging at the tavern door.
Okay. You go charging into the tavern, and then suddenly you find yourself in a 10-foot by 10-foot room lined with stone on every side. You can hear the hum of activity and chatter from somewhere below you, but you've no idea how that relates to this small stone shed, it seems.
Let's look for secret thief runes. Or
Yes.
messages on the wall.
We've seen this before, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Ah.
I remember there was some sort of cant on the walls.
It's very rude of you.
Sorry, I censored myself.
Okay, so who is looking?
I'm looking on Monty's back.
Okay, are you the only one?
Yeah, Joseph remembers that scene.
Okay, so both of
I'll-
you can make... it'll be investigation, or
Okay,
both
yeah.
of you can make a check, or one of you can check with advantage.
Mine's plus 0, so
Mine's plus 0 too, so
Okay, I can check.
what's yours?
+2.
Nailed it.
Zenarai, you notice a small family of lice on the back of Monty's neck.
I jump off.
Okay,
This can't have been making all that noise.
there's only one check thus far.
Well, yeah, Ash, you go. You had better, didn't you?
That's one.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
With a 4, you notice the lice hits the ground, disturbed by Zenarai's sudden leaping off of you. But you notice nothing else.
Clean.
Where? I mean, okay. Are there any doors in this room?
Other than the one you came in? No.
No.
I thought Ash got advantage.
No,
No,
I
'cause
said
two rolls.
either two of you can make separate checks, or one can check with advantage.
Ah, I'm with you. Gotcha.
Joseph just says, "Well, I guess we should leave this room."
I jump on the roof. Well, sorry, jump on the floor and see if that is their roof or something.
Okay, you jump onto the floor in a sort of stamping, keep it quiet down there, kids manner, and nothing seems to happen.
Let's all stamp on the floor.
Okay, you all
Okay.
jump up and down.
Yep.
You feel tired, and the fatigue of the day starts to wash over you as you've walked a number of miles.
Is this? Do we say this is the tavern? Sorry.
It appears to be a tavern by the sign outside of it, but
Right.
you aren't able to reconcile that with the inside.
Are we able to see in here properly, or is it dark?
It is dark, but I was assuming you still had the door open, so it is definitely dim light in here.
Let's close the door with us all inside.
Okay? It gets dramatically darker.
Well, see
there
you
we are.
tomorrow then.
Okay, I will cast light.
Okay, the room is immediately illuminated brightly. I like you provided the text.
Oh yeah,
Very helpful to me.
very helpful. 20 feet, so we're cooking the gas.
Totally.
May I look around again in this newly illuminated state?
Sure. You can make another investigation check, but when you fail a check, the DC gets higher to reattempt it.
Yeah. Okay.
But you don't know what the DC started as, so. Okay.
Ooh.
With a 16, you see some scratchings on the wall to your left. But what languages do you speak?
Yeah, I don't think I know this. Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Giant.
Okay. So the language does not seem to resonate with you. If it is a language, it could be a random series of scratchings.
Folks, there's some scratches on the wall. Do any of you know the language of hard-knocked street urchins and rabble?
Is it Elvish?
That is not Elvish, unfortunately.
Not me. I was raised in the forest.
No, I was also raised in the forest.
I really
The
need Sizzler in the other campaign.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get much out of this room.
Let's paw at the walls and make more scratches.
Okay. What, you making scratches with your fingernail or?
Yeah.
Okay. Your scratches are, I'm going to say, shallow, but there. And you feel that your attempts are successfully scratching the wall.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You cast it. You notice that there is a magical aura coming from the wall in front of you, and specifically one of the bricks. It's about halfway up and 2/3 of the way to the left.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
I think we might need the magic to open it, Zenarai. Much as a door requires its hinges, so does this stone require the magic imbued within it to let us into random.
I'm firing from the hip here, boys.
Okay, so as you cast Dispel Magic, you notice your Detect Magic spell, Monty, vanishes, and you can no longer see the highlighted bricks of magic. And it was transmutation magic, the school. And it suddenly vanishes.
You owe me a spell slot.
Can I just try to touch the bricks on that wall? Not necessarily because I don't know where, but just like try to push the bricks.
Okay, roll a D100 for me.
Fair, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
It's in the menu on the left. Do you want me to help you find it?
Yeah. I think that is it.
Okay.
Okay.
With a 24, you push a number of bricks. They feel like bricks, and that is consistent with your understanding of bricks.
Yeah. Smart as I go, guys.
Much like a mason, you really checked the structural integrity of that wall.
Fair. It can withstand me, I can do nothing else.
So Josa knows that he's no use with any of this stuff, but he thinks, well, if there's no door here, maybe there's something outside. So can I go outside and sort of just scout around the building, see if there's any, trapdoors or hatches or anything that give us a clue as to where these people might be underground?
There's a glowing brick. Sorry.
You can make an investigation check, and then Monty can tell me something. Monty?
Oh, right, yeah. I'll do the
Me, sorry. I was going to say, guys, there's a glowing brick around here. If we press all of these stones, it might be okay.
I'd say you have a pretty decent chance of remembering which brick it was.
Okay.
Yeah. You can attempt to press it if you want.
I'm totally going to do that.
Okay.
Wait.
You successfully press it, and you feel it give a little bit, like an inch or so, and then nothing happens. Almost as if some sort of arcane mechanism is no longer functioning.
Don't worry, Monty. I'll make it better for you. I cast minor illusion on the indented brick and make it glow again.
Okay, one moment. I'm going to cut back to that because it's hilarious and functionless. But Josa, you need to roll an investigation check.
Yeah, sorry, here you go.
Okay, with a 12, you notice around the outsides of this building a stray cat, some rubbish containers, some wild daisies, and you also notice that the street lamps outside have been blown out, and there's a gentleman sort of walking away with one of those long poles with candle snuffers at the end of it.
Okay. I'm going to say, Hail, what's up?
Oh, hello. Wait, let me do some Foley. Oh, hello, stranger.
Of course.
Wait, I've now got to be far away from you. Hello, other stranger. I can't hear you. Stupid headset.
He walks over to you and says, "Oh, all that yelling is bad for my voice."
Yeah, I've heard that too. What's the deal in this place? We're just passing through, but we had some like stamping party underground, a magic wall and a brick and stuff. You know what's going on?
Stamping party underground and a magic brick. Oh, did you try to go into that tavern?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I would advise that. You seem like a nice fellow. That's an unsavory place.
No, I'm pretty unsavory.
Oh, okay. Well, I shouldn't really know this. And he comes closer to you and sort of almost whispers in your ear without invading your personal space. And he says, that's outpost of the Thieves Guild. You don't really just want to go in. You gotta be a member, or I assume, but don't tell anyone I told you that.
Got it. That's pretty solid advice. None of us had worked that out, so thanks for that. Hey, before you go, actually, where's the good tavern then? Because we're just probably looking to get some rest and try and work out why there's an evil air in the air.
There's the Dockside Tavern down there by the dock. That's probably the most friendly tavern. It's also the only other tavern in this little town that we have here.
Okay, we'll check it out. And yeah, I mean, sorry to keep you, but what's going on around here?
Well, I mean, we're having a pretty good few months. I mean, we used to be a little, struggling, I would say. There used to be these cakes that there was this lady, an old sort of crone. She used to sell cakes here, and wow, they were so addictive. We kind of screwed ourselves over a little bit there for a while. A couple of our children were taken, but, now she doesn't come around anymore, and we got our kids back, so that was good.
Yeah, been there. Okay, well, thanks very much. I'll go get my friends.
Cool. I'm going to cut back to the hilarious minor illusion. So, Monty, you and also Abe, and also probably in a few seconds Joser, as you come back into this small room, you notice the brick, or probably a brick in that vague area, starts glowing a green color, even though when you looked with your arcane vision, it was purple. And it just starts to glow garishly, illuminating a lot of the room.
I press it.
Okay, you press it. It doesn't move because it's a brick.
Joseph, did you hear anything outside?
Yeah, spoke to a guy, pretty nice guy. Apparently some kids are getting stolen by a cake witch.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, and this is a Thieves Guild. We probably should.
Also, sorry, Josa, just as you're heading back from your conversation with the candle snuffer, Gahakt Balat just lands on your shoulder and says, "Ask about the semen trade."
Hang on, so is this while I'm still with the other guy?
Well, just as you left him, he's like a few steps away.
I was, oh yeah. What about the semen trade?
He turns back towards you and says, "What? What are you talking about?"
Oh yeah. Okay, is this another one of those getting close and whispering my ear deals?
He comes over to you and says, "I have no idea what are you talking about? Breeding horses?"
Breeding something.
I mean, we trade a lot of fish here for mushrooms, and it tends to be, produce, like groceries that we trade.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry, I understand.
Who told you? Who told you there was semen?
This really freaky dwarf we passed on the road.
Oh, yeah, that guy's a hermit. He hasn't been to civilization in decades. I wouldn't listen to what he was saying.
Okay, he was pretty convincing, and he said some stuff about having sex with animals, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean that would surely be less reason to believe him, right?
Yeah. Okay, well, if you do hear anything about lucrative trade of human semen, just let me know.
All right, then. And he doesn't come as close to you this time. He sort of keeps his distance and then just walks away slightly faster than before.
Yeah. Joseph kind of just shrugs at the imp and then, heads back in and has the exchange previously mentioned.
Cool. So you said something, something, something. This is a thieves guild place. Something, something, something.
Yeah, children, witch, baker, that kind of stuff. But yeah, Thieves Guild. He said we probably shouldn't go in here. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Perhaps the witch is involved in the semen trade.
I mumble between my lips. Hero. And I turn to Zenarai and go for a view into Monty's turbulent thought process. He realized that as the brick had been deactivated, we may have basically entombed about 20 people in the basement of this building. But now, as it turns out, Zenarai has entombed the whole of the Thieves Guild, potentially. So Hero.
We should definitely go to the King of Sabor then. We need to collect our reward. And re-insight, which could be the semen trade.
Oh my god.
The only logical conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't tell that dude my name, and he hasn't seen you guys, so if we just get out of here and let these people die, then...
I mean, I know thieves are good with lockpicks and stuff, but I'm hoping they only had one magic door.
Well, anyway, there's a nice inn at the dock, I think he said. You can probably get some rest there. You need to get your spell slots back.
There's never been a nice inn at a dock, but sure, let's go.
Let's do this.
Okay. You head down to the dockside, by the dockside, and you go inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's
right?
a lone woman about mid-30s behind the bar, and there's one guy in sort of a sailing sort of rags. He doesn't look like he does too well as a sailor, just drinking beer in the corner. And there's stairs to the left of the bar, presumably leading up to accommodations and things. And she says, hello, visitors, what can I get you?
I do my classic thaumaturgy, voice boom, ale routine.
Okay. She sort of is taken aback a little bit and says, there's no need to shout. I've got plenty of ale. And she starts pouring them just like multiple, even though just you have asked. She seems a little flustered.
Excellent.
Do you have lodgings?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We do. Yes, we do. It is for the four of you. How many rooms do you want?
One.
For the semen trade.
Okay, that will be one silver piece, please.
Okay. I'll pay that.
Sure.
Top of each other again.
And that's 4 copper pieces for the ales, please. And she seems a little hesitant.
Oh.
I drain my tankard in one, saying destroying an entire Thieves Guild is thirsty work.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw because I want this to go poorly.
Saving throw.
You're lucky that was a check and not a saving throw. Okay, with an 11, you drink it, and quite a bit of it starts dribbling down your chin, but not to the point where you're embarrassed, more like you look like you meant to do it. And she says, I don't know anything about a thieves guild, but I'm glad that you had a drink now.
I burp loudly.
She sort of says, does anyone have the 4 copper pieces for these? I mean, please?
Yes. I give her the silver and the 4 coppers.
Thank you, kind sir.
Mr. Moneybags.
It's the first door on the left as you go up the stairs.
Okay. Before we go up, do you know anything about a cake witch in the that once ravaged these parts? We've heard myth.
Ravaged just stole a few children.
She may be related to the semen trade.
I don't know about any witches, but there was an old lady that used to come around and sell these delicious cakes, and she looks sort of glassy-eyed at the thought of them. They were just so good, but I'm kind of glad now that I don't have to deal with that every week.
Why don't you? Where did she go?
We don't know. There were these 5 people. There was like a dwarf and some people in robes and, one in armor, I think. And they just came and said they brought our children back because I mean, it's a bit embarrassing to admit this, but some people in town had to give up their children because, they couldn't pay for the next round of cakes. But they brought our children back and they just said, everything's fine. The cake lady isn't going to be coming around anymore.
Ugh,
So-
they sound like adventurers. I fucking hate those guys.
Rivals.
Who thinks anyone? What's going on?
I
with
hate
you,
adventurers. Well, I've just seen an entire guild killed, which I know is fine, but the brick really got me down.
Monty?
Yes, I understand.
I feel like the deaths of the large group of people will weigh on our minds, but let's not think about it now.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else I can get you?
What's the deal with that sailor at the table over there?
Oh, that's just Grimace. He's not had a very good fishing year.
No.
I did choose the name Grimace intentionally. He looks rather rotund now that you have a second glance at him, and he's got an almost purplish hue to his cheeks.
Ooh, I want to go speak to Grimace.
Okay, you go over to the table. He says, "What is it? If you don't have ale, fuck off."
Hello, friend. What ails my friend Gretchen here? I ask the tavern wench.
Sorry, you ask her for a beer for your friend Gretchen.
Yeah, I get his name wrong slightly.
Oh, got it. I wasn't sure if that was you or your character. She says, coming right up. And he says, okay, you can sit down, but no talking.
I get a second beer.
He says, all right, what is it? What do you want?
All right, stop talking.
So, what's an old salty sea dog like you doing in these parts?
Well, I'm a fisherman. I fish.
Will you be my friend?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Okay. He looks at the two beers that the lady brings over, and the lady turns to you and says, 2 coppers, please.
There you go.
Okay. She takes them from you and says, oh, thank you very much. And the guy turns to you and says, yeah, this seems like the gesture of a friend. Are you looking to get fish, or are you just here to buy me ale?
I'm here to learn about the local area, and we're just passing through to an undisclosed location on the other side of these here mountains. But as someone who knows all the highways and byways of the river, would you be able to tell us anything about making safe passage that way?
Nice. Really, really good role playing, everyone. Brief golf clap. Brief golf clap.
Yeah, that was top
and on that moment, I'm going to cut away from that because it's just too juicy. And then I'm going to say, what are the rest of the characters doing while Monty is having his own little moment in the corner?
I have pictured that we were standing like really close, just watching this scene.
Well, like 3 feet away.
Yeah, just standing in a line, just like kind of watching from the person to person as they answer.
Okay, well, I'll say that, because I didn't know that until just now, I'll say that you walk up at this point, and Grimace turns to you and back to Monty and says, what, are you traveling together then?
Oh, no.
No, I don't
Undisclosed location, an undisclosed party that you're traveling with.
Never. Always keep your cards close to your chest.
Okay, all right. He says, in character, Sam. He says, all right, fine. I've been seeing something every now and then when I go through the tunnel, and I trade with the proving grounds. Okay? And he gestures you guys to like come in closer.
I basically touch his face with my
Yeah, we all lean in, right in.
He pulls back a little bit and he says, okay, all right, that's fine. I'm not sure if it's just my old mind playing tricks on me, but every now and then I see like a black shape on the shore beside the river. The river runs through the tunnel, and he gestures eastward towards the tunnel. And I mean, I'm just in this little boat, and it gets kind of lonely, and I could have sworn I see something. It doesn't usually come over to me, but then when I look back, it's gone. I suppose if you're going to be going through there, I don't know, I wouldn't go near it?
Okay. That is very good advice.
That we will not follow, but thank you.
I'm going to go over to the bar woman and ask her about the 4 people that saved the children.
I think it was 5.
It was fine.
5.
Okay, how do you say that to her?
I say, another ale.
Okay, she pours you an ale, like, shakily on the bar tap.
So I lean against the bar with one arm and give a really ineffectual air of nonchalance, trying to be friendly and really not coming across that way. I was like, so those 5 people, tell me about them.
Okay, she says, there was a dwarf. He was in armor. There was 2 robed, skinny guys. Who else? And there was another one. One had sort of like scaly skin. Maybe that was one of the robed ones. And the last one, the last one, he wore all black for some reason. I don't really know why. They just seemed really helpful. They just returned all our children, and I mean, they actually went into the tavern, the Thieves Guild tavern. I can't believe it. They're the only strangers I've ever seen go in there, but, you know, they saved our children, so I suppose they can go where they want.
Well, something tells me they won't be coming back out. And then I turn around and high-five Monty.
I do that across the room.
Both of you guys make a perception check. Actually, everyone can make a perception check. I'm feeling generous with my perception checks.
You can't.
Did that confirm?
Okay. Abe and Josa, you hear the distant sound of like rock scraping on rock with a rhythmic impact. Like a... And it's very distant, probably like 90 feet away, 100 feet away. And it's coming from the north, vaguely where you entered the town. And it strikes you as odd at this time of the evening.
Does it?
Well, why wouldn't it?
Just buried loads of people.
Oh,
Obviously trying to escape. So what on earth could that be?
No, I don't think it is, you know.
Is there anything that we have seen that sound could be?
Maybe it's that pesky dwarf who's back again, peddling his wares and
Don't
false
tell me
promises human trade.
Don't tell me they thought to put a button on the downstairs side of the mechanism.
Oh, I'm running out of spell slots.
You've only been awake for like 2 encounters.
I'm going to suggest, just like let's go to sleep. Let's just.
Yeah, I can't think of us telling anyone that it was us who trapped them in there, so don't feel see how that
that they told the bar wench when we got in.
Don't remember that.
Okay.
Someone said, yeah, we got rid of the Thieves Guild or something. I'm pretty sure Zenariah said something.
I feel like I would remember something like that.
I definitely don't recall that. Let's. I've got an idea. Let's go to sleep, and I'll set up the imp as a watch outside, stealthed, and he'll warn us if anyone's coming.
Adding my hammer of warning so that we are not surprised.
Nice.
Excellent.
Oh,
Okay, so
you folks can go to bed, but I'm making friends here. And
No,
I'm
you
gonna-
need slots. Go to bed.
no, my good friend Grennis and I are gonna
Getting
have
closer.
a good old drink
I'm
and
just going to
stay up a
grab
little longer.
Monty by the neck and start pushing him upstairs.
This is scarily close to real life.
Okay, you can both like. Do the rest of you like, other than Abe and Monty? Did the rest of you go up to the room? Is that what the plan was?
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, the imp is posted where specifically? Before I cut back to this scuffle.
Sitting on the roof of the inn outside,
Okay.
watching.
Okay, you can give me 1 perception check for the imp while I do this. Now, Monty and Abe can do athletics checks, please.
I'm also going to say, do I need to bring Fox out?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
Oh.
well, let me just clarify. Monty rolled a 6 and Abe rolled a 27. So Abe picks you up with I'll say 2 hands, but like the way you would carry a bride over a threshold type carry, and just walks you upstairs. And Grimace holds up his ale jugs and says, "Thanks for the ale, furry guy."
I shout, "I love you, Grimoire!"
Okay.
Friend.
Monty's flailing ineffectually as Abe carries him upstairs. And you see the lady behind the bar says, have a good sleep, as she sort of steps away from the edge of the bar.
Thank you.
Cool. So, with a 14, the imp says to you, I don't see anything yet. What am I looking for specifically?
Tired, disgruntled Thieves Guild members
Covered in earth.
and stone.
Okay, I'll let you know.
And I tell them about those 5 adventurers too, because I don't like the sound of them.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out. So do the rest of you, do you all go to sleep?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, make another perception check for the imp, please. This is while you're sleeping. Okay, he wakes you up with your telepathic link. You're sort of like half awake as you hear him say, like 10 or 15 people came out of that place you guys were in before. They look sort of tired. They're just sort of lying on the ground a little bit, and then they just sort of wandered off.
Thank you, Gahak Balachis. You are close to redeeming your zombie-like nature with me.
All right, and then just as the telepathic link is about to break, you hear the sound of like a bird squawking, like, and then the sound of munching, like.
Good imp. He's back to his usual self.
Dope.
So guys, I wake everyone up and say the thieves have escaped. Shall we go hunt them down?
Well, what's our beef with the thieves? There seems like there's probably quite a lot of them down there. Should we just lay low?
Well, those 5 dickheads might be there. You know, the ones that rescued the children.
I'm just going to go like, are we the baddies?
Yes, I think we probably are. Purely through incompetence, not any conscious choice. I mean, yeah, Joseph, I think he's not used to sleeping in beds, although we've slept in beds quite a bit recently. He prefers the outdoors. So he's kind of awake now and not very comfortable. So I say, I can go and keep an eye on them if you want another pair of eyes, as well as your demon. You guys can keep resting if you want to be fit and ready for tomorrow.
Okay, I'll go back to sleep.
Well, okay.
Sleep.
Okay,
Didn't
so
actually mean it,
what was Joseph's plan?
I was just gonna kind of find a little hiding spot somewhere near the inn, a tree or something nearby, and just keep an eye out on proceedings.
Okay, you can make a survival check followed by a perception check, and the rest of you are still sleeping?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All surrounding the Mace of Warning.
I'm planning to do this quite stealthily.
Oh, okay, give me a stealth check then.
Okay.
At the beginning of this series of checks.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Literally invisible.
Wow,
Ooh.
yeah. You disappear and you think to yourself, you forget what colors are. That's how grayscale you appear.
Yeah. Sick. So now survival, did you say?
Yep, survival, then perception afterwards. Okay, 14, you find a decent spot in the fork of a nearby tree, relatively low, easy to climb.
Okay. Perception.
Okay, yeah, with a 17, you notice a couple, of presumably tavern goers from the Thieves Guild tavern that you've now learned of, just sort of dispersing in 1s and 2s and 3s, just sort of going in all directions. Some of them go to local houses in this area of Rook's Crossing, and some seem to be leaving the borders of the town altogether. And they seem just sort of make an insight check. This is like the full spectrum of checks from this character in a very short stretch of time. Okay, yeah.
Oh, 20.
With a natural 20, you are confident that they seem confused, disgruntled, and tired.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Actually,
yeah,
with a natural 20, I'll say you hear snatches of conversation. As a couple of them pass 100 feet away, you just keenly hear them saying, I mean, we asked that mage to enchant it. Did he fuck us over 50 years later? No way. Who would have such a long con? We're the only ones that would do that. No, yeah. I mean, is the boss fucking with it? Yeah, they just keep talking like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Joseph's content that they're not after us and they don't have any suspicions. I imagine if they do even a small asking around, they will. Yeah, so what sort of time is it now?
You're looking at about 1:30, 3 a.m.
All right. I'm going to keep watch for like maybe another hour until I'm pretty sure I've seen. I'm going to keep watch till it's been like 45 minutes since the last person left, and then I'll try and catch some sleep in the tree.
Okay. I will say you keep watch. You don't see anything new. Actually, no. Roll a D100 for me.
Okay.
Okay. With a 57, you notice an otter in the water nearby. Comes out of the water, holding something. It appears to be an egg. Cracks it a couple of times on a nearby rock, and then eats it before going back in the water.
Oh yeah. Joseph's up for a bit longer than he planned, and then goes to sleep.
Okay, you all wake up. Sorry, what was that?
Content rest.
Contented rest. Okay, cool. Good to know. Very, very specific fetish.
Just normal rest. What you guys are talking about.
Cool. You all wake up with your hit points and your spell slots. And Josa, it's been a while since you've used your old skills of sleeping in a tree, so you're a little stiff, but not too bad.
Okay.
Cool. So it's morning. What would you like to do?
Should we just head out to the tunnel?
Well, I am going to get my feather out and my seed and light my candles and
Fair, do your religious
do my thing.
Yeah, give me a religion check because it's really fun for me. Okay, with an 8, you notice a couple of individual seeds like move towards the west in like a semicircle, but you're not sure if you actually see it because the movement is so slight.
Guys, something's happening in the west.
We're going east.
With no certainty, I can tell you this. Okay, brilliant. I pack up my stuff. Yeah, what were you saying, Abe? What should we do?
Should we check try to get to the proving grounds?
Yeah. Joseph, I'm in the tree waiting for you guys to come down. So.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Let's at least meet up with Joseph, who has a head over his shoulders. I don't want to have to drag you around more, so up you go. Come on.
I will bumble my way outside.
Okay, so you arrive outside to see Grimace in a small fishing vessel, just packing some crates onto his deck.
Granite! I run at Granite.
He says, hello, thank you for the ale, and he clutches his head a little bit, or, yeah, I'll go with thank you.
Friend, well, you know what will take away that nasty headache you have there is another pint of ale. May I get you one?
No,
Fucking legend.
I'm a little tired this morning, but I appreciate that.
Oh,
Ask him where he's going.
well, yes, very, very good idea, Abe. You know how to talk to other people. Hello, yes, friend. Where are you going today? What are the lakes bringing to you?
Lake. There's no. I mean, I could go to the lake in the swamp, but I'd have to be fucking stupid to do that. I'm gonna go east up the river a little bit. There's a nice bend in the river where some fish are allegedly found. I haven't really found that many of them myself, and he sounds a little depressed about that.
Oh, well, yeah, good luck to you. I'm sure you will find lots of fish today.
Are you going
That's a
near
really shit fisherman.
tunnel?
You said there might be some fish up a river. What the fuck have you been doing all his life?
Well, if you remember from the tavern, the lady behind the bar said that he's been having a particularly bad fishing year.
Grimace, why is this year so much worse for you? We hear you used to be a strong, proud fisherman.
I'll do one at a time. Firstly, Abe's question. I'm going in the direction of the tunnel, dragon person, but I'm not going that close to it this time. I don't really have any fish to trade. I've still got to get some. And you, furry man, to be honest, I don't know if I'm just losing my touch or if something else is happening, but I've seen more dead fish than caught fish the last 12 months.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe we can hop in the boat with you and go on a nice fishing day trip. And if there is anything malevolent that we see around, maybe we can give it what for, and the fishing population will shoot back up to days of yore straight away.
Okay. I mean, I can take you as far as I'm going, and you can see what you see. I mean, I probably owe you that much. Get in.
Joseph!
Yeah. Joseph spryly walks over and joins the group. A little spring in his step.
Nice. Okay. So he takes you a few hundred yards, takes about an hour or so. Well, not a few hundred yards. It's more like about an hour's worth of gentle boat travel. So maybe thousands of yards then. And you see this slightly wider like curve in the river with a couple of mangroves that look a little sickly. And you can all make perception checks as he just starts to cast his reel out into the water. Okay, so Zenurai, you spot one or two fish on the farthest bank, sort of relatively north, the northern bank, and they appear to be kind of a little sickly looking. They've got a green hue to them that doesn't look natural, and you're a little grossed out by that.
Okay. So I'm going to do the old classic thaumaturgy voice thing and shout, "There!" and definitely scare the fish away.
Okay. He turns to you and says, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See? I mean, I don't even know if I want to catch these fish if that kind of shit is down there."
Well, I tell you what, old Greenwich, if you take us down the... Sorry. If we hear this is a trade route, so how about if you take us down the whole way through this trade route? We will recompense you on the other side, and we'll also be able to be your lucky charm in catching fish.
Okay. He says, what kind of recompensation are we talking about here?
I clap him on the back and say, "Friendship!" and cast Fast Friends on him.
Ooh, okay. Give me the text. Give me the juicy text. Okay. So when you make something blah blah blah, the creature must make a wisdom saving throw or become charmed. So what's your DC, your spell save DC?
It is. Is that on this? Sorry.
Yeah, it's a bit
Wisdom 14 on this.
Oh, okay, cool.
It appears to be Wisdom 14.
Okay. He rolls a 12. So he says, that's, you know what? That's a really nice idea. I haven't taken that route in a while. As long as we stay in the boat, I think that would be a really nice journey.
Friendship catches the best things from your ship. I muddle my way through.
Yeah.
I put my hand on Monty's shoulder and wink at him, very impressed with how his skill in manipulation and deviousness is coming along.
Okay, sweet. As you set off into the tunnel, everybody can make another perception check. Just to see what... I mean, it gets dramatically darker. Which one of you has dark vision, by the way?
I do.
Just you? Oh, wow.
I
Natural 20 from Monty. You don't, Joseph?
No.
Okay. I think the Furbolg might have dark vision, but I'll get Monty to tell me.
No.
And
I don't.
does Abe have dark vision? I should really know this, shouldn't I?
Oh man, look at this world.
Fucking
World
hell.
City.
Man, I rolled Abe's bonus, so I think I'm just on fire. No dark vision for Abe.
Cool. Sweet.
No.
Right. So, and Monty doesn't either, right?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, sweet. So even with your lack of dark vision, Monty, let's do you first. It seems to be a pretty, standard tunnel. It's got a little river running through it, and you can see banks on either side. And this is all kind of in grayscale, and, every now and then you see, in little white outlines, it's not very clear. And you see a couple of bats on the roof of the tunnel, and you think, oh, friends. But they're about, 30, 40 feet above you. Before we get your probable reactions and bat communications, let's do Zenorite. With dark vision, you see a little bit more clearly that, yes, this is fairly normal so far. There are a number of bats on the ceiling. The banks on either side of the river are relatively wide, about 20 feet wide on one side and 15 feet wide on the other. And you don't see any rocks in the river ahead, which is fortunate. And Abe, another natural 20, sees exactly what I described, plus the smell of guano permeates the air with your dragonborn senses.
I'm also going to use the Lantern of Revealing,
Ooh.
which says, while lit, this hooded lantern burns for 6 hours and 1 point of oil, shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they're in the lantern's bright light. You can use an action to lower the hood, reducing the light to dim for a 5-foot radius.
Okay. So the hood is up at the moment, so it's casting the wider light. All right.
Full shebang.
That'll mean the next perception check you do has advantage, and I'll let you know if anything particularly stands out as a result of it. But at the moment, you just get a clearer view of all the things I said, and all of the rest of you now can make normal visibility checks as well because you can see goodly. Would anyone else like to do anything? And you hear before that Grimace say, "Oh, that's nice. I was always a bit too scared to bring a lantern in here, but this is quite nice."
I told you that friendship is the best ship, and I kind of listen on the air, I kind of want a 80s montage bonding sequence music.
Nice.
Paying in the boat.
Yeah, he throws a fish head to you. You throw it back. He after you make that joke about the friendship, he puts his hand on your shoulder and seems to be looking for the words to acknowledge it, but has nothing. And the montage continues.
Joseph and Dave are quite unsettled about being in a cave. They don't like being in enclosed spaces. Cities they can just about bear, because he's has always been dropping in and out of cities. But caves he doesn't like because he can't see the sky and stuff like that.
Understandable.
nervous.
Understandable. Okay, everybody can make a perception check again with advantage, I would say.
Ooh.
Oh, advantage, yeah.
Okay, so Josa, you get a glimpse of something over on the northern bank. You see like what seems to be a little cave, and then you see like a figure, a fairly tall shape, like a bit like an oval shape, and then it's gone. But you saw it briefly, and you're sure you did, and then you look back and you can't see it anymore.
Don't mean to alarm any of you, but I think I saw that shape that this stupid sailor was talking about.
Oh, it wasn't just me. Oh, I feel good about my sanity, but bad about our situation. Let's go faster.
Let's go faster after the shape.
Didn't that dwarf say to not get distracted by anything and just carry on through the tunnel?
Yeah, but that dwarf lied repeatedly about the semen trade and its non-existence, which it clearly does.
Seems like everyone lies about the non-existence of the semen trade.
Goddamn central premise people.
I mean, so I feel like we should keep going. I don't like the look of that spooky ghost figure.
Don't worry, I've got my lantern. Of
And
revealing.
it didn't show it.
Well,
The lantern didn't actually show the shape, right?
No, I rolled a 1.
Oh, crap.
Joseph saw this figure, like, because of the light that was illuminating the area, but you didn't get the sense that it was, like, the lantern's special ability that was doing it. It was more like the effect of regular light.
yeah. I mean, we can kill that on the way back. Whatever the fuck that was. Well, no, we can take. There's a democracy.
Well, I might not have. I've only got 6 hours in this lantern of revealing.
I've got a torch. We can just use that if we went out.
Yeah,
You see Grimace
the lantern.
comes away from the helm holding long oars, saying, "Quick, put these in the water. There's little, like, holders for it over there. Like, we gotta row quicker than this."
Why?
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's huge. It's in a cave.
I fucked up with this guy.
Monty, control your pet.
Row, row.
Joser is pretty freaked out. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I take one of the oars and say, "Come on, let's just get out of here."
I'm going to take an oar and start rowing towards the shape.
Okay. Zenorag can make an athletics check, and then so can Josa and Monty. And Abe, are you doing anything?
I am a bit flabbergasted at this whole situation, so I'm just very...
Help us row.
Do you accept
No,
the
help
oar,
me
or
row.
do you stand impassively?
I am standing impassive.
Fuck.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
Okay. So what happens is,
I'm going to use an ability here.
Okay.
Why?
So I can re-roll any saving thing.
That's not a saving throw.
Wait, let me read it.
Let me read it.
Once per short rest, when you make an ability check or saving throw, you can use this feature to add a D10 to your roll.
Okay. Then yes. What's it called? This ability.
I don't want to say it, but I will message it to you.
Okay. Cool.
You're not dodgy at all.
Okay. Cool. So therefore, you can roll your d10.
Sweet.
You can
Oh,
just
read that.
you can just press 10. Okay. So with a 3 plus 7. Okay. So what happens is you drift listlessly to the left as you continue to advance down the river. So you're just drifting to the left slightly, and Grimace manages to correct for it with the helm, and he says, "We're drifting a little bit. You on the right." And he points at Joser and Monty. "Row harder."
I start rowing harder.
Okay, cool. Eventually, you make it out of the tunnel, and you see fun as the whole like let's row in different directions thing was, you didn't roll high enough for it to be like a genuine what's the word obstacle to the progress. So I've just moved on because you're getting outrode.
We're such idiots.
But trust me, I would have stopped the entire journey if Fraser had rolled higher than you guys, and you would just be in a circle. Sweet. So you make it out the other side of the tunnel, and you see like a little, it's like a little lake, like a mini lake. And on the far side of it appears to be a little dock, kind of similar to the one in Rook's Crossing, and a couple of little buildings clustered around it, and some people out on the pier in front of it with fishing nets, and they sort of wave. And Grimace says, "Oh, this will be embarrassing. I mean, it has been a nice journey, but now I got to go over to them empty-handed with nothing to trade." And he guides the boat over there. Do you do anything in the meantime?
I'm going to give him.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Don't worry, Greenwich. I've got your back. And I hand him my jars of assorted vegetable brine.
Nice.
And he says, actually,
Just going to give us away.
make a persuasion check. And what did you want to do, Abe?
I'm going to give him a quarter stuff.
Oh, good stuff. Nice. Okay, sweet. He says, thank you. They'll be surprised from my usual fare of fish, but I'm sure they'll want it. This looks sturdy. And what's the persuasion check from Monty gonna be? Oh, yeah, with the 15, he says, brine, you say? Ah. Does it get you drunk?
If you have enough of it.
Okay, well, I'll see what they say. And at this point, the boat is bumping up against the pier, and he says, John, Clancy, all right, I don't have fish, but I have these jars of vegetable brine, which, I mean, understandably is very exciting. And also this quarterstaff. Do you have anything, do you see anything you like here? And John and Clancy look skeptically over at you, and he's going to roll, Grimace is going to roll a persuasion check. And they look skeptically over and say, nah, I mean, where have you been this past, what, feels like 12 months? No, it's been a long time. Where have you been? And he says, okay, so I take it you, all right, fine. All right, I haven't had much luck with the fish. Where have you guys been? We haven't had much luck with the fish either. Look. And he holds up the nets, and there's just like a boot in it and a sickly skeleton of a fish, and the nets don't look good at all. And there's a couple of fish on the bank near this dock that have that greenish tinge to their corpses. And he says, so yeah, we haven't been over to trade with you either. And you hear Grimace say, oh, okay. And they both sort of, John and Clancy and also Grimace, look like a 1,000-yard stare out over the lake towards the proving grounds and just look kind of concerned.
Wait, so let me get this straight. These guys live on either side of a mountain, and they both catch fish.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take the fish to the other person.
Are you asking
for more fish?
Are you asking the characters or the DM?
The other characters. Well, just more just musing to the world.
Make a nature check or a perception check.
It's kind of counting on my fingers and stuff, and just it's not adding up. Perception.
Mm-hmm. Okay. With a 24, you notice very convincingly that the kinds of fish on the bank that are dying, although they have a similar greenish hue, they are not the same type of fish. They have a more like red salmon-like color, whereas on the other side of the mountain, the fish had a more blue tuna-like complexion. I'll have you know.
Yep, settles that.
I wish I'd shut these guys in the Thieves Guild.
You hear Grimace say to John and Clancy, seemingly forgotten about you guys as he's rejoined with his friends / colleagues, have you been into town recently? What does the proving grounds have to say about all these dead fish? And John and Clancy say, no, I mean, I don't know, I don't usually go into town very often, and I've been a little creeped out by it the last few times I've tried. It's kind of it's creepy over there. It's really quiet. I don't know. I've just been a little scared of it. And then Grimace says, "Yeah, I know the feeling. I can't believe I made it through that tunnel. I've been seeing things. Maybe we're just getting old." And John and Clancy say, "Yeah, it's probably just that." And then they go back to putting their nets in the water.
I turn to Monty.
One at a time. Let's do Sheila first, then Fraser.
Sorry, is there cake? I'm going to ask Tom and Clancy.
Is there cake where?
In town, is there a lady selling cake?
Not last time I was there, but that was many months ago. I haven't been back into town. I just get a bad vibe from it.
Fair. Thanks.
And then Zenarai?
I was just going to turn to Monty and say, of all the alcoholic, crusty fishermen that you've brought home, this is easily the most boring.
Hey, he will follow us on our adventures to the ends of the earth, I'll have you know.
Or as
For
long as the
1
spell
hour.
lasts.
Yeah.
Which is how long?
30 seconds.
1 hour. 1 hour.
Okay, at this point, he says, "Actually, I can't believe I made it this far. I think I might have to be getting back." He looks up at the sky. It's mid-morning, and he says, "It's getting kind of late. Are you guys ready to get off here?" And he gestures at the dock.
Yeah?
Yep.
No.
They just
Gromit, you were going to take me to see the wild Alaskan salmon up further upstream. You told me that we'd go there together and we'd fish side by side and we'd laugh.
Did I? What's Alaskan salmon?
I don't know. You told me about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a very rare fish.
Well, let's go get it, buddy.
Dave says, I want to get off.
Dave says, "I want to get off."
Oh, sorry, Joseph. But Dave says it as well.
Oh,
Dave looks at Joseph and Joseph says, Dave wants to get off.
Joseph, I want to get it off with him too, but I keep it to myself, all right.
you see Grimace say, I'm sorry. I keep calling you Ferryman. What is your name, friend?"
I am Monty, slayer of not particularly much.
And you see Grimace say, "Well, nice to meet you, Monty. Listen, I don't know what came over me or why I ended up here. I've been putting off this journey for a long time, but listen, I can't go any further today. I can come back for you maybe in a few days because I realize you're, kind of stuck here now."
True. Yes, we'll take you up on that, good Gromit. Yes. The day after tomorrow. Well, should we say tomorrow?
2 days, 2 days time.
After tomorrow.
3 days.
Okay, he says, "All right, okay, I can do that," and he pushes off from the dock.
And just as he's going, I say, "Good sir, may you catch the finest fish in the land," and I cast Bless on him.
Oh, nice. He looks back at you with sort of watering eyes and says, Thank you, Monty."
Fuck, man.
Is this?
It's not a waste, it's friendship.
That was emotionally impactful, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of emotionally impactful, where would you like to go now?
Should we just go to the proving ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, even though everyone's terrified of it, I feel like.
Isn't that where we were told to go?
Yeah, I mean, so can I see the proving grounds from here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Distance?
It's a few thousand yards away, but you can see the outline of a city.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
What are you trying to determine?
I was just going to see if I can notice anything.
Okay.
Okay.
You can make a perception check, but you get the sense from this distance you're not going to learn much.
All right, let's try it.
Cool. With a 13, you notice not as much smoke or activity as you would expect for a city of that size, and it should be visible from this distance, so you're a little surprised by that.
Let's barrel on over.
Fits in with the other weird shit we know about it. So, yeah, let's set off, I guess. Joe says, I think we should keep a lookout. I'll take point and sort of
I'll take
hops
the back.
on the back of Dave, and she slinks forward.
Cool. What's the marching order? So Jose's in front. Who's in the back and who's in the middle?
I'll go in the back just to keep
Okay.
the rare.
Yeah, go in the middle somewhere.
Okay. Now, just let me gather my resources briefly. Listen to this specific playlist.
Ooh.
Great.
Okay, pause my previous one.
From the beginning specifically.
Okay.
And I will transition y'all to a new map location here.
Ooh, spooky.
Whoa.
You come through the main gates of the town and you see no one. It's kind of bizarre how few people you see, which is none. And you see a bunch of you see carts and wooden crates just left where they stand as if they were being carried and then were just left there. You see a bunch of rotting fruit displayed outside seemingly homes or businesses, and the whole place has this fog in the air. It's not quite fog, it's like a haze. So you can only see 5 or 10 feet in front of you.
Spooky.
It's definitely pretty spooky.
You also notice to the right of you, roughly here, is it looks like partially deconstructed or partially constructed building with a notice board out the front of it.
Let's check out the notice board.
Yeah.
Okay. The notice board calls for the bodies of a group of 5 interlopers to be identified. They're considered wanted in connection with the Arcane Curio Store's destruction. There's also there's a sketch of the 5 referred to in the notice. A dwarf, 2 humans in robes, 1 in armor, and 1 wearing black clothing.
Hang on. I thought I destroyed the Arcane Curio shop.
Something's real fucky. So, Joe, what can I see from here? I mean, you say only 5 feet. If I sort of move up a bit further north.
Yep, I can show you more. You see this. Before I continue describing, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm doing everything right. Okay, so to answer your question, Zenarai, you didn't destroy the arcane store in the inner ring. You just burned its occupant and all the sort of shelves are scorched, but all the items seemingly resisted the effect of the fire that you cast.
It's still pretty fucking weird.
So, Josa, you moved ahead and you see what looks like a washing line above you with a couple of clothes dangling from it, seemingly covered in dust and dirt, and a cart that must have transported the rotting vegetables to the south of you.
Anyone know what the fuck's going on here? Looks like this city was alive just moments ago, but it's abandoned and it's like as if everyone just vanished.
I wanna see the sketch, just see because it sounds like they also have a dragonborn.
Okay, you can make a closer look at the sketch. Give me an investigation check. Okay, with a 16, you notice one of the individuals in robes doesn't look like you, but they do, the way they're drawn in the sketch, their skin looks kind of just bumpy, like they've got some sort of condition, but it's a sketch, so it's hard to see detail.
Because I thought I was the only one.
It's true.
Can we take that sketch with us?
Yeah, great idea.
So I want to grab it.
Okay, you can put it in your notes section of your character sheet as notice board notice.
Alright, I'll do that, guys, if you want.
Yeah, okay. Is it worth doing something like detect magic to see if the haze is...
Yeah, I can do that. Or have you got one ready?
What do I have? Oh, I've got dispel magic.
Okay,
as I demonstrated earlier today. Yes,
yeah, I'll cast detect magic.
Okay. Okay, within 30 feet of you. All right, suddenly your vision lights up, Monty. The haze is indeed very faintly arcane, but it's not quite arcane. It feels more similar to the aura you see when you talk to Shanti, but of a different variety. And there's another residual arcane aura. This one's definitely arcane, like surrounding the gaps in the shop to the right of you. So every time there's a piece of the shop missing, there's a little like arcane outline around that area.
Okay. Guys, this shop got blasted by some arcane shit. And there's like religion on the air.
Perhaps the Pope wandered through on his latest voyage.
Yeah, that feels like a tabloid heading, doesn't it? Just
Yeah.
religion in the air.
Yeah.
Lock up your children.
That's not even a joke. That's just solid advice.
Yeah. That's medical advice.
Right, well, Joseph's
Right,
going to...
Let's barrel on reckless.
Yeah. So I think Joseph's going to kind of very carefully, obviously he's on edge, so I think short bow drawn, Dave prowling just behind, sniffing the air.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage because you can only see 10 feet in front of you. Okay, with a 10, you don't hear anything. You don't see much, so let me reveal a little bit more of the area. Okay, you see a few more crates. You see the end of the arcane sort of curio store and an alley beside it as the main sort of street continues ahead of you.
So what? So in is that a door there to the right? Is that the entrance to a shop or something?
That you get the sense there used to be a door there, but now it's just a shell of a building, really.
Okay.
If we check out the scene of the crime, we might be able to pin something on these guys.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what would you like to check out about the scene of le crime, or the alleged crime?
Does it look like I could get inside that building at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's like walking into a skeleton.
Yeah, just as easy as walking into a skeleton. I'll stride right in then. Well, I don't know, kind of tentatively.
Okay. You see, you're going as well, Monty. So both of you can make investigation checks, or one of you can with advantage. You notice, Josa, as this is happening, you notice Dave sort of following behind you closer than usual, as if she's a little scared and creeped out.
Yeah, sounds right.
I'll do twice with advantage.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm kind of keeping watch with my bow and arrow.
Ooh, 21. Okay.
Yeah.
You notice that there seems to be a lot of... The only thing that seems to be still standing is a lot of wooden shelves, as though this was indeed a store of some kind. There's also a bunch of, like, roof planks missing. There appears to be a back room behind a, like, counter, and there's nothing in it, except the back room does contain a number of glass jars that are empty, one of which contains, like, a slimy liquid, and that's all you really notice.
I want that.
Okay, it's quite a large jar, so it's about 1.5 feet high and 0.5 foot in diameter.
Okay.
Don't you have that bag that you can put anything in?
Bag of holding.
I don't think I do. I've got a bag of animals.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
I'm saving it.
Yeah, you know, it's actually called, you want to know the name for it? It's called the Bag of Tricks.
Yeah, I have got the item and the whole monster listing, but
Dope.
you know.
I can fit this jar in my bag of holding. Might as well. If I get in there, yeah. So I pop out the bag of holding. It's got 2 feet diameter.
Nice.
So,
and just to explain I was going to say, just to explain my motivations, I was feeling like I was missing my jars of brine after being without them for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You now have a very interesting replacement. Whoever has that item can write on their note section, oversized slimy jar.
Okay. Yeah,
Sweet.
that'll be me.
I'm a poet with my item descriptions. Go on.
Are there any footprints, traces of fabric, threads, anything like that?
With the 21, you see a number of footprints on the ground, of varying different sizes, including your own fresher. As a shop, it's quite common to see footprints everywhere. In terms of remnants of fabric, you see a couple of ash piles, very small ones. It seems you know what it reminds you of with the 21. It reminds you of a more extreme version of the tower in the Venomous Copse. You went in and everything was basically missing.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds you very much of that, just also affecting the structure somehow. I feel like for the music of this section, I should do all my descriptions in an ominous whisper.
Look for the knife.
With the 21, you shout that to Monty, and Monty does a quick double check. With the 21, you don't see any signs of a knife.
What?
I don't see any signs of a knife.
Okay, thanks.
Should we keep moving? Doesn't seem too much here.
Sure.
Silence is a yes.
Galagus is just sniffing around the rotten fruit.
Joseph will slink forward then a bit further into the city.
Okay. As you step forward, you feel the cold texture of the haze part in front of you, and then a slightly more intense coldness on your right shoulder as you turn and see a ghostly figure gripping your shoulder, and everybody needs to roll initiative. And it sounds like this. Cool. So Abe, you're the first to react as you see this. Actually, no, you wouldn't see. So you don't actually. How closely behind? You said you were at the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you wouldn't see anything yet. Do you make any noises, Joseph?
Yeah, I scream really loudly.
Okay, you hear
it freaks me out.
you hear screaming, Abe. What do you do?
I'm going to try to move in between them.
Yeah, you can move through your allies, no problem.
Excellent. I'm just going to move here.
Just for clarity's sake, I'm gonna put you guys on grid squares that I can see more easily. So let's say that's there, and Abe, let's put you like on this side because it's more plausible. Because that's the direction you would approach from. Okay, you're right up against it in melee range. Is that what you wanted?
Yep. Cool. And I am going to just give it a try and attack with my great axe.
Oh, nice. Cool. With a 13, you just hit, and you manage to connect with this thing's semi-physical, semi-intangible form. It doesn't do as much damage as... Whoa, your character does a lot of damage. Oh, you rolled a 12. That's why. It doesn't do as much damage as you would expect, but it still looks taken aback by the sudden axe in its face. I believe you can attack again?
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh.
critical hit.
Yeah.
So that's, goodness gracious me, another 12 on the damage dice. So that means,
ridiculous.
so that's 24, right? Yeah, that's 24. Okay, cool. Again, even this doesn't do the damage that you would assume, but it definitely does something. Nice. As you see it, like, it's swirling itself around and around, trying to reorient itself. Is that the end of your turn? Do you want to interact with an object, speak to your compadres, do any movement?
Guys,
action?
the weapons don't seem to do as much as they should.
Got it.
Okay.
Next up is Monty's turn.
Okay, I'm going to bless everyone apart from myself.
Dope. So you can do 3 targets, right?
3 targets, exactly.
Cool. All right, so I'm just going to do a little thing here to remind me.
So you will get to roll a d4 after an attack or saving throw.
Yeah, attacks and saving throws, it's really cool. But that's also
Right.
concentration, right?
It is.
Cool.
No.
So it'll say...
Oh,
actually, no, I can... Yeah, concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, it's
So
there.
I'll just put a little thing here to remind me. So that means if you get hit by something, you need to do a concentration check to see if you can maintain concentration on the spell.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Okay, so... okay, does Monty want to do anything else with his turn?
I just go get him.
Boys.
You guys feel encouraged. Joseph's turn.
Oh yeah, so that's me.
It was tired, so
I just can't stop thinking about that sexy otter.
The egg really tipped me over the edge. Joe's is too close range to use this. Oh no, he had bow and arrow, so I'm gonna. He's heard what Abe said about the physical damage, but just kind of says, "This should work." And from about 2 meters away, or no, about a meter away, tries to put an arrow right between his eyes.
Cool. So you'll roll with disadvantage, but you've got a pretty big bonus to it, so you might still be fine.
Also, if you move right in front of it, don't we get something?
Oh
from
yeah,
attacking?
flanking. Like if you go on the other side, like if you move so that you guys are on north and south of the creature, then you would get a flanking advantage, Josa.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that then. So I'll do a little battle cartwheel.
Battle cartwheel. Another great name for a band. Cool. You're on the other side.
Yeah, and so I can attack short bow. Is it disadvantage because I was trying to aim for a specific spot?
No, because you're within melee range. Like it's hard to wield
right.
a bow when you're at close range. So now it's just a normal roll because the two cancel each other out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let me know when I should look for... Oh, there it is. Yeah, with the 21, you hit definitively. It does, again, some damage, but not the normal amount.
Can I, to an attack roll, I can add a d4?
But that would just help you hit,
Just
and
hit,
you've already,
right,
you already
yeah,
hit. And if you want to... Actually, you don't even have to use it. It affects everything. So if you missed, then it would be important.
Okay, so I'll try and attack again.
Cool. Oh, yeah, do you have that ability too? That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice, okay. That one hits definitively as these arrows just disappear into these black silken rags.
I am slightly not directly behind, just in case the arrow flies through and hits Abe.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Have an armor. Should be kind of a...
Cool. Is that the end of your turn? Do you want to say
That's the end of my
anything to your compadres?
No.
Cool. Next up is Zenarai.
Weapons! Ha! Who needs weapons? As I say as I power up the old Eldritch Blast and fire it. Me,
wow.
apparently. I say,
With a
isn't
natural
this-
one. Roll a d20 to see how bad it is. Okay. With a 10, you fire this blast of force energy all the way through the group and hit one of the wooden crates filled with rotting fruit that you passed on the way in, and the smell seems to be almost empowered by being disrupted, and it just smells terrible in there now.
No, okay. I say, I won't be the one who stinks after this blast, and fire again.
Yeah, this one hits definitively, and it does the damage that you would expect it to, as the bolt of force just pushes the body of this thing in a way that is very convincing.
So I say, hey guys, use your force magic.
We all have it, yeah.
Okay, you say that. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. You hit. Then the wraith says, "No, don't use that," and it is going to reach out its hand and gently and coldly touch. Actually, where were you fighting? Oh, you were shooting from there. Touch Joe's shoulder, and you need to you need to succeed on a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay, you fail. So what's going to happen is you take 22 necrotic damage,
Ugh.
Ouch.
and your maximum hit points are reduced by 22.
Can they happen simultaneously?
What do you mean?
Or can I take the damage and then also have my health points reduced by 22 at the same time, so it only goes down by 22?
I'm
So
confused.
is it? I take 22 damage, but also afterwards I can't get healed up past that. Is that the idea?
Yes, that's precisely the case. Yeah. So that happens, and you feel like a little bit of your heartiness just drains out of you, and you feel cold, so cold. And that is the end of the Wraith's turn. So now that is Abe's turn.
I have a feeling that I.
Can I know if these things are... If this is something...
Oh, hold up. I'm blessed, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to add a D4?
Oh yeah, to your saving throw, do it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking. I swear, is there something about halflings about saving throws?
A 1, you get to roll again.
But that's everything, isn't it? I thought there was something about saving throws. You have advantage on saving throws against poison.
Okay, so this is necrotic, so it's not quite poison, but that's really important to remember.
Yeah. I knew that was there somewhere. So I'll roll a D.
4, yeah. Ooh. Unfortunately, with a 3, you still feel the effects of this happen. So, Abe's turn.
Do we know if this creature is an aberration, a celestial, elemental, faith, fiend, or undead? It looks like an undead, but...
You would know with your paladin instincts, or paladinstincts, if you will, that this is very much an undead entity.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move next over here next to Josa, and I am going to protect him from evil and good with him willing, because I can't do it on someone that is not willing.
I am willing.
Nice. Sounds like a D&D wedding ceremony. Cool. So until the spell ends, one creature you touch...
have the water that we got with Monty at some point somewhere.
Sorry, what was that about Monty?
That we have, in one of the places that we went, I got the stuff for this one.
Oh, you retrieved the necessary, components.
Yeah.
Nice. So you are protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, including this undead, and the protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against you, Josa. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by this creature. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. So you feel the coldness almost replaced by a warm, heavenly glow.
Nice.
Nice. Is that the end of Abe's turn?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when I use a spell, I can't use another thing, so yes.
Okay, cool. Let's go to Monty's turn.
Okay. I go, Josa, no! Your life is seeping from you! And I cast Aid on everyone apart from myself.
Ooh.
Aid increases everyone's maximum hit points by 10 and heals 10.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not by 10, it's by 15.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Disciple of Life.
Disciple of Life. But I think that might apply to the healing, but no, I'm going to say it applies to both until I figure out the details. But yeah, so your maximum hit points and your health are increased by 15, right?
Yeah, for the next 8 hours.
Oh, cool.
So
You see...
So but there's a temp thing in the character sheet.
Yeah, how do we do that on character sheet? Can we go? Can you go back?
There's a temp box.
Yeah, it's temporary hit points, so just put it there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so what happens is you just saw Abe glow with white light that seems to permeate even more than 10 feet into this haze that seems to repel all other light. So this white glow just encompasses him briefly, and you see it imbued into Joza. Then Monty does a very similar thing, except the glow around him is a more green color, and it imbues itself into all of you except him.
That is the end of my turn.
Cool.
I'm positive that's the end of my turn.
Nice.
Oh, you go.
Next up is Joza's turn.
So yeah, Joseph, full of positive aids, draws his sword and realizing that the cost of the bows didn't have any effect. And I realize I don't have any advantage anymore because Abe's come and joined me on this side, I guess. Well, I don't know. Are we still flanking him? Has the white turned around?
I'll say Abe can go. Like, you had more movement, Abe, so you could have just gone back to your spot at the end. So that's fine.
All right, sick. So yeah, I'll draw my swords and full of religious, holy fervor, a feeling which Joseph has never felt before, apart from sounds by you guys. But he's feeling particularly, godly. He will attack. So short swords. Yeah.
Was that the word piao?
I thought it was more of a biat.
Okay. All right. With a 21, you connect convincingly, doing slightly less than you would expect, but still damaging this creature.
So yeah, that was my first one, and then attack number 2.
I feel like the second one already came through, didn't it?
Do I not have advantage anymore then?
Oh, sorry. It was advantage. Sorry. Continue. Yeah, you do. Go. Okay.
18.
That hits definitively. Doing, again, sort of like, you seem to be pushing the what's the word, rags of this creature apart, and you see like a black void where the body should be.
So I kind of, having put these quite forceful slashes through his body, say, I can do this all day.
You see the Wraith says back at you, I hope so. And is that the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Next up is Zenarai.
And then I hit him with another one of these.
Oh wow! With a 26, you hit definitively.
And then I hit him again.
Oh, nice. Okay, just as that happens, he explodes in a series of fabric shards, and just before he explodes, he says, "South Park reference." As this happens, you turn northwards, and even in this thick haze, you see a green glow just permeating, and you're not quite sure what it is. And that's where we'll end the session.
Spooky.
It's so spooky.
Yeah. Might be too spooky.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.